The Catalyst expansion brings new and exciting ships, the much-anticipated 2D map, a courier update, and more. With the Catalyst expansion, you'll see a big step forward for the New Eden map, with a goal of making it more useful for everyone. We've added a brand new, flat 2D version of the universe, making it easier to navigate space, spot dead ends, and visualize your ship's jump range at a glance.
We've also reworked how data scales so outliers stand out more clearly. And because every pilot uses the map differently, you can now make it your own. Adjust the scaling, choose the colors, and decide the range of data you want to see. There's also a new mining filter category that helps you find ore across belts and close-by anomalies. It gives new pilots a simpler, more intuitive way to start exploring EVE's resources, while giving veterans better situational awareness. And of course, a few quality of life upgrades. A handy new legend, a short tutorial to help new players get up to speed, and a smoother overall performance.
The new 2D map is all about making space easier to read and navigate. Every system was manually placed to avoid overlaps and create a layout that feels familiar and recognizable. The map uses a clean, node-based layout focused on jump connections and navigation, and it's built to grow as we add more ways to visualize information in the future. On a 2D map, you can choose how you want to see the universe, group stars by constellation or region, just like on the 3D map, use arrow indicators to follow regional jumps, and toggle your ship's jump range visualization on or off whenever you need it.
The Pioneer bridges the large gap between the Venture and mining barges, making it a great stepping stone for new players. We are aiming for it to cost 10 times more than a Venture, but 10 times less than a mining barge, so it will provide a good recovery point if a player loses their mining barge and can't afford to replace it. It can be flown by Alpha clones, and they will be able to train the new Mining Destroyer skill to level 2, but Omega players can get even more benefits by training the skill up to level 5. The Pioneer will have the furthest mining range of any mining ship, and 3 mining lasers, giving it a niche among the more advanced mining ships.
Designing the Pioneer was a team effort. We wanted to do something that fit the ore ship line, but also felt new and industrial in its own way. So we ended up making the business end of the Pioneer somewhat modular, which let us change it quite drastically for the Tech 2 and Consortium versions, while keeping the main body and thruster areas relatively untouched. So imagine swapping a bucket shovel for a grapple or a hammer on your everyday excavator.
The Outrider, which is the new Tech 2 variation, can fit the Micro Jump Field Generator module, which allows it to rapidly reposition itself and other nearby mining ships. It will still be somewhat capable of mining by itself, making it a great ninja mining ship if you want to use the Micro Jump Drive as a form of escape. The Pioneer Consortium issue will have an extra mid-slot, an enhanced drone bay, bonus to shield hit points and shield booster amount, a slightly bigger ore hold, and uniquely, both an improved bonus to mining critical hit chance and a bonus to salvage drones. All of this makes it very versatile, especially for solo mining. The Venture Consortium issue has the same features as the Pioneer version, but on the Venture hull instead. The Adysus is a new expedition command ship that allows you to stay out exploring for longer, go further, and carry even more loot back with you. It is the only ship that can have a ship maintenance array while also being able to use the Covert Ops cloak, and also be taken with Black Ops conduit jumps. The Adysus will have a unique expedition hold, allowing it to store treasures found in relic, data, and gas sites. It is the most powerful hull capable of using the 0-point mass entangler module to go anywhere in wormhole space. It can lead a scanning expedition as it can fit and has bonuses to brand new expedition command bursts. These are powerful fleet support modules which enhance its own and fleet members' probing and hacking strength.
The Adysus is special. It started out as a design project where the artist wanted to make a ship that was more than 50% effects, but it's kind of in the nature of art to inspire and dream up new things, which is what the ship ended up doing. Its look helped inspire its own game design to be the Explorer's gold standard.
The Adysus can also be affected by the environment. Certain landmark systems, metaliminal storms, sort of upgrade system effects, and wormhole effects will give the Adysus a special bonus.
The idea behind the ball was that it was a high-tech fuel converter which would let the ship be deployed for longer and possibly allow it to interact with wormholes. The spinning rings were then inspired by hacking structures, which further kind of solidified what the Adysus was all about, a one-stop exploration shop.
If you like carriers as much as I do, you'll be happy to hear that the Catalyst expansion brings a host of changes to inject more life into the class. We're bringing the build cost of all carriers down by about 30%, placing them between the Marauder and the Dreadnought. We're also reducing the final build time by about 10% to compensate for the reduction in build cost. And to give carriers a more compelling niche on the battlefield, we're increasing the number of support fighters a carrier can deploy on the field. And to keep the buff's focus on giving carriers a more unique identity, the number of light fighter flights will not be increased. We'll also be adding a 2% bonus per level to support fighter effectiveness to coincide with their faction bonuses. This will also be paired with a buff to the Scarab and the Cenobite support fighters, as they've been underperforming.
Redesigning the carriers came with its own challenges. We wanted to make sure that they kept their current character but looked bigger, fresher, and kind of felt more functional. The ships hold a special place for players and we wanted them to look the part. They of course got all the VFX bells and whistles, but they also got newer high-res textures, more model details, and varied shader areas. But an extra cool part of the VFX refresh is that now when you launch your fighters, you can kind of see them take off from the ship before they appear in space.
Carriers are currently used to conduct skynetting, which allows a ship to attack at long range with near complete safety. To address this, we are greatly reducing the max target range of each carrier down to around 300 kilometers. In return, we've introduced a new carrier-only module variant of the network sensor array. This will allow the pilot to regain the exceptional range and unlimited range cap at the cost of additional cycle time that prevents docking, tethering, and warping. To maintain grid mobility, the integrated sensor array will significantly buff local reps without the usual penalties of EWAR and MJD. We'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback. I hope you're as excited as I am to launch your next flights.